Everyone, good day. We are the reporters of the Carica Papaya L, or as common name Papaya. So I am your reporter, Stephanie A. Vicen, together with Remnan K. Sueta. So let's start.
So, the table of contents first is introduction, taxonomic classification, history and domestication or cultivation, breeds, varieties, cultivar, genetic and livestock improvement, and summary and conclusion. So, introduction. Papaya is an economically important fruit crop that belongs to the Caricaceae family and is native to the Mesoamerica region in America. It is grown worldwide in tropical and subtropical areas. This metabolism makes the plant susceptible to environmental factors affecting its photosynthesis, processes, growth, and fruit development. Light, temperature, and soil composition can impact papaya production. It is one of the few tree crops that produce ripe fruits and as quickly as 9 months from planting. 9 months from planting. Papaya, with a world production of 6.8 million metric tons in 2005, is a major economic crop in many tropical countries. The fruit is a valuable export commodity which generates hard currency earnings in many developing countries. It is a perennial crop that fruits throughout the year. In the revised taxonomy of the family Caricaceae, some species that were earlier associated with the genus Carica Carica have now been classified as another genus, Vasconcelia, within the family. So, papaya is a valuable fruit crop in the Caricaceae family, native to Mesoamerica but now grown worldwide in tropical and subtropical regions. Its growth and fruit production are sensitive to environmental factors like light, temperature, humidity, and soil quality, which can affect its photosynthesis and overall development. Ang papaya is isa sa mga fastest fruiting tree crops, producing ripe fruits as early as 9 months after planting. It is a major economic crop with global production reaching 6.8 metric tons in 2025. Many tropical countries rely on papaya as a key export crop, generating significant income. So kaning papaya is kanang perennial plant siya, meaning it produces fruit continuously throughout the year. Taxonomic studies have updated the classification of the Caricaceae family, moving some species previously included in the genus Carica to a separate genus Vasconcelia. So, taxonomic classification, biological classification, kingdom Plantae, phylum Tracheopeta, class Magnoliopsida, order Brassicales, family Caricaceae, species Carica papaya. So, history and domestication or cultivation. Papaya is a fast-growing, short-lived tropical tree cultivated for its fruit, papain, pectin, and antibacterial substances. Papaya is the only member of the genus after its rehabilitation from the Vasconella group, which was considered part of the genus Carica. Until the year 2000, the Caricaceae family originated in Africa where two extant species occur. The dispersal to Central America from Africa occurred 35 million years ago, possibly by floating vegetation carried by ocean current. Carica papaya produces huge palmate palmate-shaped leaves. Female flowers are produced at the axils of the leaf petiole, and later the fruits will occupy that position along the stem. Male individuals produces inflorescences. Three sex types of papaya are known: female, male, and hermaphrodite trees. In wild population, most individuals are dioicous, whereas cultivated papaya are dioecious or hermaphrodite dioecious. So, ang carica papaya daw is a fast-growing tropical tree valued for its fruits and other products like papain or papain and pectin. It is the only member of its genus after taxonomic revisions in 2000. So, ang Dacaraceae family originated in sa Africa, with papaya reaching Central America about 35 million years ago via floating vegetation. The tree has large, hand-shaped leaves. Female flowers grow at the base of the leaf stalks where fruits later develop, while ang male trees produce inflorescences. So, ang papaya exhibit three sex types like male, female, and hermaphrodite. Wild papayas are typically dioecious or separate male and female trees, while cultivated ones are often hermaphroditic to ensure self-pollination and higher fruit production. So, domestication. Domesticated plants commonly display a suite of traits, defined as the domestication syndrome, that distinguish them from their wild population or relatives. In general, they differ in traits related to yield, food usage, and cultivation. For papaya, domesticated plants have become morphologically and physiologically different in relation to their wild counterparts. Regarding sex types, in dioecious fruit crops, mutation-inducing hermaphroditism have been associated with domestication. This is the case of species like strawberry, grape, and papaya. The Caricaceae family, Dioici, is the ancestral state, and it has been suggested that hermaphrodite individuals in papaya resulted from a natural mutation in male plants and were likely selected by humans for its favorable fruit phenotype. Although crop plant domestication in Mesoamerica occurred around 6,200 years ago, the estimation coincides with the rise of the Maya civilization. So, ang papaya shows traits of kanang domestication syndrome, meaning kanang it has changed from its wild form to better suit human needs, like higher fruit production and easier farming. So originally, papaya plants were dioecious with separate male and female trees. A natural mutation caused some male plants to become hermaphroditic, meaning they could produce both pollen and kanang fruit. Humans like flavored these hermaphroditic plants because kanang they were more convenient and produced better fruit. This change happened katong around 6,200 years ago during the rise of the Maya civilization, when agriculture was becoming more advanced in Mesoamerica. So, cultivation. First is soil requirement for papaya farming. A well-drained sandy loam soil with adequate organic matter is ideal for papaya cultivation. Soil pH can range from 6 to 6.5. Papaya plants have shallow roots and are highly sensitive to waterlogging. In the areas receiving heavy rainfall, if the drainage is poor, it may even cause the death of plants due to continuous drenching for 24 to 48 hours. So for papaya farming, the soil needs to be well drained and sandy loam with enough organic matter for healthy growth. Kana ideal soil niya is between 6 and 6.5. So ang papaya plants have shallow roots, making them very sensitive to water logging. In areas with heavy rainfall, poor drainage can lead to water accumulating around the roots, which may kill the plants. Kanang mamatay ang kuan kapag masubraan siya og kanang water. If they remain waterlogged for 24 to 48 hours. Good drainage is essential to prevent this issue. So number 2 is climate requirement for papaya farming. Papaya is a tropical fruit that can grow well in warm and humid climates. It is highly susceptible to frost. The ideal temperature for papaya growth is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. During winter, the night temperature below 12 degrees Celsius may severely affect the plant growth. Temperature below 10 degrees Celsius may inhibit plant growth, maturity, and ripening of fruits. So papaya thrives in warm and humid tropical climates. It cannot tolerate dili siya kaya og frost, and its grown is best at temperature between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Cold weather affects the plant negatively. Night temperature below 12 degrees Celsius can severely hinder its growth, while temperature below 10% 10 degrees 10 degrees Celsius can stop growth entirely, delaying maturity and fruit ripening. So number 3 is fruit thinning. When 2 to 3 fruits occur in the same pedicel, keep only one healthy fruit to ensure proper development. Carefully remove the extra fruits from the pedicel. Fruit thinning in papaya, nag-involve siya kanang removing extra fruits when 2 to 3 develop on the same pedicel. This ensures that kanang ang isa ka healthy fruit fruit remains, allowing it to grow properly. So the extra fruits should be removed carefully to avoid kanang madamage ang uban nga kanang fruit, dili siya madaot. So number 4 is ang weeding. The first year, deep hoeing should be done to check the weed growth. Weeding should be done regularly, especially around the plants. Controlling weeds within 3 to 4 feet of the papaya plant is important for optimum plant growth, and fruiting. Organic mulching using straw is highly recommended for weed control and soil moisture conservation. In the first year of kanang papaya farming, deep hoeing is important to control weed growth. Regular weeding should be done, especially around the base of the plants. It's crucial to keep the area within 3 to 4 feet of the papaya plant free or weeds for optimal growth and fruiting. Using organic mulching, such as kanang straw, is highly recommended for controlling weeds and conserving soil moisture. Number 5 is propagation. Propagation is to facilitate good germination, remove the mucilaginous coating by the seeds of rubbing them with wood ash. The seeds can be washed off and dried in the sun before use. Kaning para masigurado ang good germination sa papaya seeds, the mucilaginous coating on the seeds dapat ma-remove by rubbing them with a wood ash. Afterwards, the seeds should be washed and left to dry in the sun before planting. This process helps improve seed viability and encourages successful germination. So, fourth is planting. Planting. The seedlings will be ready for transplanting in about 45 to 60 days. In a well-prepared field, pits of 45 by 45 by 45 centimeter sizes are to be made within the required distance. So, ang papaya seedling is kanang ma-ready ra siya for transplanting after kanang 45 to 60 days. In a well-prepared field, planting pits should be dug, each measuring 45 by 45 by 45 centimeter, spaced according to the required planting distance. This ensures enough space for the plants to grow and ma-develop siya properly. So last is spacing. Spacing is a planting distance varies from variety to variety. Tall and vigorous varieties are planted at more spacing, while dwarf or medium varieties are planted at closer spacing. Generally, 1.8 by 1.8 meter of spacing is followed. So the planting distance for papaya varies depending sa variety. Tall and vigorous varieties require more space, while ang mga dwarf or kanang medium varieties can be planted closer together. Typically, a spacing of 1.8 by 1.8 meters is recommended for most papaya varieties. These provide enough room for healthy growth and allows the plants to develop properly.
So continuation of the report. So number 4, this is breeds, varieties, and cultivar. Cultivar stands for cultivated variety. So first, in the variety of papaya is we have mountain papaya. So this is a variety that grows at high altitudes with very small fruits only, suitable for jam and preserves. So mountain papaya is basically you can see this at kanto sa mga higher nga mga lugar. So kini siya is dili gid kayo ni siya common, especially here in the Philippines. Talagsar gid kayo ni siya makita because kay kasagara sa ato mga variety diri is native. Native meaning ato siya makit-an gyud kada kanang tanom sa, for example, sa ato mga balay, makita gid mga kapayas bitaw nga kanang common gid nga to makita bitaw, like dili gid siya inganig forma. Ato ang maguding atong native diri is patulong green, like light gamay kanang mag-yellow sa kilid, so taas pagid siya. So that is kanang common gid nga to mga kita. So this mountain papaya is not commonly makita ra nato sa ato ang palibot. Next, please. Next, we have the solo papaya. So this is a Hawaiian variety that produces small, round, very sweet fruits with uniform size and shape. So from the word Hawaiian, so this is originated in Hawaii. This variety is actually naatay nga na diri sa atua, but dili kayo siya common, like because murag kanani is kanang mura siya imported bitaw, like kinahanglan baka mag-import og seed. Siguro imported ang seed ani kay para makatanom ka. So siguro ang mga may kasigara kaning mga solo papaya is kana bitaw mga farm, like they purchasing seeds from kana different countries bitaw. So they are kanang mag-import day sila diri og mga mag-export ang, for example, ang Hawaii og seeds din nato ipaliton sa mga, like for example, Filipino farmers. Makakuan to diri, like sita gani, like makakuan to diri, para naatay ka ng Solo Hawaii para ma-introduce siya sa market. Next is the Solo Sunrise. So is a Hawaiian variety that produces smooth, pear-shaped from the high quality, weighing 400 to 800 grams. So the flesh is reddish orange. This variety is high yielding. So Solo Sunrise, this is mushroom shape sa pear. So as described in the PPT. So this is dili gid pud siya ingon nga common gid kayo siya diri sa Philippines. Ang seeds ani niya is gina-import pud siya sa mga like mga big farms of papaya or kanang maka-afford lang gid nga mga tawo. Next please. Next we have the sunset papaya. So Hawaiian gyapon gid siya. So, Hawaiian variety is dwarf high-yielding plant with red flesh and having some characteristics of Solo variety. It is very sweet. So, wa ta kabalo no nga ang basin di ay ang atong mga papaya diri is kanang nangagikan siya gaway kay nagitay ka pare-pareha ra gid siya og kuan sa ato ang native diri nga papaya fruit sa Philippines. Next please. So we have here the Solo Sunset Papaya. The fruit is red pink in color and very sweet. Average size is 425 grams. So the fruit is pear-shaped yapon with small neck and stem end. So fruit seeds is average 1 meter above the ground. Kani siya nga variety is kani bitaw nga kaning Solo Sunset Papaya is nakakita ko ani niya sa personal but talagsara. Like makita gyud din ako siya kasagara kay kanang naagi farm, like kanang ginagmay nga farm ba. Like for example kanang mga mga rich makita gyud din mo siya pero talagsar gyud pud gay nimo siya makita diri gid sa Philippines as in. Sa mo gali wala gyud kay makita-an nga ingon ani. So probably makita niyo gyud ni siya sa kanang sa mga Bukidnon, Cagayan, kanang mga farm, makita-an gid nimo siyang ingan nga variety because it is said to be expensive po ang ilang seeds. Next please. So this is Sunrise Strawberry Pawpaw. So Pawpaw. So it has a deep red flesh. This variety is resistant to the ring spot virus disease fruit. So this kind of papaya variety is iyang kuan ni shape is pataas ni siya kanang basta pataas ni siya dayon resistant meaning naani siya kakayahan nga mo resist og disease, like dili siya for example na ay virus nga mukuan sa mo kuana na nga fruit for example sa papaya na dili gid na siya mawala na ang mga sakit-sakit ang mga prutas or especially virus gyud like kanang dali mga daot inyo ang kuan. For example kung nag-farm mo dali ra gyud madaot kung matakdan ang isa matakdan gyud na gyud posibilidad matakdan na tanan. So kani siya nga kaning sunrise is said to be disease resistant or virus resistant. So kung if you are willing to like magtukod ka og farm, so mag-business pug papaya farming, so this one is good for your business because it is virus resistant. Next please. So, wow, unique siya. Red lady. So, this is a large oval-shaped fruit, an average weighing 1.8 kilogram. It matures 7 to 9 months after transplanting. So, this red lady is very unique siya. Dako, as you can see in the picture, dako siya. Dako kay siya. Ang iyang iya ang matimbang ani possibly na siya sa mga 1.8 kilogram. So meaning kung wakag isa ka kilo bugat gid siya. So baka pinabugid mo siya grams, so bugat gid siya mo 2 ka kilo. So but it matures 7 to 9 months, and then after transplanting meaning na siya process. So meaning magkuan sa ka mag-seed, like mag-seedling sa ka, like imo sa siyang ikuan sa greenhouse, ibutang sa nimo iyang seedlings, and then for how many weeks or months pwede na din nimo siya ma-transplant sa imo ang farm or sa imo ang tamnanan. Next please. So, genetic and livestock improvement. So, it is important to measure and record the relevant traits, characteristics, along with the pedigree. So, pedigree, this is the record of a pedigree stands for, this is the record of, like, for example, ancestors or iyang mga kanunong kung asa siya nagikan, asa siya nag-originate. So, it is important because record is important for especially sa ato ang agricultural products or agricultural production, because imoy guntan awon ning history ana kung dali ra ba siya magsakit, kung dali ra ba siya tagsakit. For example sa animals, so let us relate sa animals. For example, ang pedigree sa animals is na siya ang mga kanuno na isakit ka ng dali ra kang tagsakit, dili pag maghatag. For example sa baboy, di siya makahatag og vaccine, although mga anak siya, but dili enough, like magansi ang kuan ba, ang magansi ang magbaligya og baboy. So meaning dali ra ba siyang tagsakit or malugi ba ka sa imong negosyo, ana bitaw, dali ra mamatay na ba. For example, dali ra tagsakit, for example, African swine fever, that is very common nga sakit nga mao gyud makapatay gid sa tanang baboy. Like kumatang na isa, eradicate na gyud dapat na eradicate meaning hawaon gyud na tanan nimong baboy. So as at the same sa ato ang genetic, that's why we have genetic livestock improvement, because kana pong ang atong mga baboy manggod dili na siya mabuhig-walakan, or atong mga ruminants dili na sila mabuhig, wala sila gakanon. So especially ruminants nga mga sagbot yun ila ilang mga panganon. So it is important to measure and record the relevant traits. Relevant meaning the importance ba, important traits, like kung kita ba kung magtanom ta, mangita gid ta og dapat ka nang tubo gid siya, maghat dili ka magansi kung kag production, like dali ra siya mohatag og unod, dali ra siya pa tubuon, like ingana bitaw. Kung magpataka kung magpataka magugag pamili ra, kani kay gusto ko ani kay barato, dali ra niyan. So dili ka naguna-una sa mga posibleng nga mahitabo. Kung taka-taka ra tanong di na magatag siya bunga, dali na mamatay, madaot na siya. Diba ingana ra siya kakuan. Ingana ka important ang pedigree or ang record sa isa ka livestock or genetic importance sa livestock, sa animals or sa mga plants. Next please. So, summary. So, papaya are one of the most loved fruit in the world, which enriches with vitamin A, C, E, and also rich in antioxidants. So, may reduce the risk of heart disease, as information here can identify its origin, genetics, and taxonomy. So, in addition to summary, it is helpful, especially sa human, pag ang imo ang tai is kanitong basa. I am sorry, pag ang imo ang kanabitong pagdili ka kalibang, mukha na kag kapayas, makalibang jud ka na kay it is a papaya is it helps you to clean your intestinal, like imong intestinal nga mga parts sa diri sa imong tiyan. Because iyan ang stomach, pagmukaan ka i-process sa stomach, of course magi siya sa esophagus, sa babas esophagus, and then mukha siya sa stomach, which is na siya natay mga acids, and then kuan siya dira sa ato ang small intestine iyang process, and then large intestine mo na din na siya ang kanang kuanan sa kanang di na ma-eradicate ang like unsa ang pwede malibang or unsa ang mga nutrients nga makuha nato sa papaya. So that is conclusion. So as general conclusion, genetics has a big impact, especially in plants and animals. So papaya are one of the most examples on which has a big impact in economic sector for it. For it has been eaten by animals and humans. It contributes healthy benefits in body. So different varieties and selection of papaya can benefit everybody. So in addition, plants and examples of big economic sector, it has been eaten. So it has been eaten by animals, especially when we talk about organic, papaya, ang mga papaya, are you familiar with sa mga bat? Di ba manggaon man sila mga prutas-prutas? So one of let's take and for instance, we have for example lagi ka na papaya. So di ba ma-process man gid na siya sa ilang tiyan, and then may mo na siya og you can use that as kanang mga organic na fertilizer kay kanang mga tais sa kanang mga langgam, makaha or mga bat. Di ba tigaan ba na sila mga prutas? So ila nang magkuhan sila ng process, ilibang na nila. So, mayroon na siya organic fertilizer. Pwede na siya mahulog-hulog. Taka-taka naman po na sila malibang. So, pwede na sa yuta ka maglupad man sila. So, that is no. So, also, selection is very important when we talk, selection is important. For example, if you're dealing with production good, very important in selection. So you have to choose carefully ang unsa nga variety sa papaya ang kanang imo ang gusto itanom, kanang dali ka makapuhunan, dali ka makaginansya, dali siya patubuon, at the same time disease resistance. So genetics has a big factor, or let's say it has a big paper in the agriculture sector yun. And every kanang mga aspects in life sa humans, in life sa animals, and also in lives with plants. So because this is plant man, so genetic yun, daghan yun siya kay kanya itong mga kasagara nakita karon sa ato ang palibot sa ato, especially in the market, that is na hybrid, meaning they are kanang napili na, they are chosen nga like nindot na siya kitsura kay sa una man good. So way back then mga 1800s, 1700s, ang mga shape sa ato ang mga fruits is dili pareha karon. It is not the same as today, as modern day ang size. So through genetic improvement nahimo siya nga presentable, dili siya presentable, and also it is pleasing to the eyes of the humans, and then also to attract customers. So that's why through genetic improvement daghan kay nabago, especially pud sa animals na like for example sa animals nga kuan nga line is this CRISPR-69 katong imo ra siya katong dapit sa DNA nga imo na siya inara ka mo ipansak air injection ba to siya nga para makapatarong sa DNA anong process. Next please. So that could be all. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a good day.